Faith has a new frequency. The Spirit of Huntsville. KHSP-LP, Huntsville, Texas. Spirit 94.3.
Good morning. Coming at you live. I always wanted to say that. I've never been able to say that, Jason. Coming at you live from Studio 1229J. It's time to wake up.
There you go, man. I love it. I love it.
With your friend Jason Bay on a thankful Thursday. It's Good Morning Huntsville. And Jason, take it away.
I can't follow that, Rob. How you been doing?
I missed you, man.
I know it's been a while.
I feel like it's like that old friendship. I feel like we've been so distant, brother.
It has been a while. I've been going nonstop. You've been going nonstop, and today we meet at 7:30.
We are here on a thankful Thursday, episode 732. Uh-oh, am I right, Josh? Okay. Whew, man. I've been good at that, remembering. Episode 732, Good Morning Huntsville. We want to welcome you in as we just get started here today on this Thankful Thursday. Underwriting support for this program is made possible in part by Elliott's Jewelers, a local jeweler here in Huntsville, and appointments can be set up online at elliotsjewelers.com, and also First Baptist Church, a harbor of hope, and online at fbchuntsville.org. We are rejoined by Pastor Jason Bay. Jason, as you said, I know you've been busy. Man, it's funny in ministry because we talk about how, all right, we go through these like kind of seasons of, okay, well, things are going to slow down a bit, or at least we think they will.
Yeah.
But they really don't. And that's not a negative thing. I love the fact that we always seem to have our foot on the gas pedal, and you have to be.
Yeah, that's just life. They say don't ever say, I'm going to wait till things calm down before I have children, because you'll never have children.
I encourage any young people. I won't say the names, but I've heard of a young couple that's getting married. I'm so proud that they're choosing to get married young. Do it, have the kids, and then just live it on. Right, Jason?
Or you can never stop having kids like me. I'm 50 and have a 5-year-old.
Well, that's what we mean by live it on. Y'all were almost you were almost at this cool position to where, like, what was it, like kindergarten and senior? I mean, well, there's a pretty good range there.
Yeah, no, this year we have a child graduating from kindergarten and a child graduating from college. So that's a big range.
If Bridget and I would have got started earlier, how cool would it have been to just have 12? And then we got one in each grade. What would that have been like?
I have 3 kids in college right now, Rob, and it's breaking me every day. Every day it's something else. And you think, well, once they get out of the house, they have student loans, which might have student loans, and everything's going to be, that's 3 less kids to have to feed every day. But it's always something. It's always something. My wife got up this morning and she said, oh, yeah, we have to buy this frame for Noah's diploma. It's like $130. I'm like, oh, great. It's always something. It's never nothing. It's, oh, we need money for this. We need money for that. We need money for that. So...
Well, the good news is, boy, we're so thankful on a Thankful Thursday.
We're thankful for
to be able to get
unpaid bills.
Yeah. My friend Joshua Harris, you know Joshua very well, the Oak Ridge Disciple House. Joshua said, and he's right, he said, everything that we have, the Lord has given to us to give back to others.
Yeah.
And I always joke, I say, here's my debt. Whoever wants it. Just go ahead.
Right,
and there are companies out there that generously want to buy it from you.
Yeah. That's wonderful. What are you going to leave your kids? A whole lot of debt.
Yeah. One last thing while we're talking about this, it's a lot of fun. That diploma, it sounds like we need to be in the diploma framing business.
Yeah.
Because how many graduate every year from A&M? I mean, it's got to be in the thousands, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. No telling how many it is. But his graduation is May the 7th at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, think about that. Graduation at 9 o'clock in the morning. I mean, that's you think of graduation, in the evening, get dressed up, go to the graduation, go out to eat. But no, you go to the graduation, then go to breakfast, I guess.
Well, I just had some breaking news here.
All right.
Breaking news we don't need the sounder, Joshua, but this is breaking news. There are over 2 million degrees that were, what does conferred mean, in spring of 2025? Like, I guess that happened, right?
Yeah, occurred.
Yeah, it's a fancy word. Somebody said instead of saying occurred, they said conferred.
Somebody with a graduate degree came up with that word.
Okay, so here we go. 2 million of these things. Okay, let's just round it down. 2 million.
Yeah.
And then how much was that diploma for?
Like $130.
130. Jason and I have just created a $260 million a year business. I think that deserves a round of applause, Joshua.
Yeah, definitely.
We've just created 200.
There we go.
There we go. R&J's Frame Shop officially opening up tomorrow. Yeah, and we'll do them for $129.99.
Yeah, but what this does, Rob, is this has a little. So the frame, you have the frame, and it's all closed, and it's got a little slot in the back, and all you do is just slide the little diploma right down there in the slot. So it's perfect. After you get it, you just drop it down in there. You don't have to take it to any other shop or anything. It's just done for you. So I was like, well, that's worth something.
We are going to have a segment a little bit later today, and it's a pretty fun segment. I was thinking on the way in about this segment, Jason. We always have to be, open to change, open to adaptation, right?
That's what I preach.
And we hope that something that we adapt here will help you. And as I was driving in this morning, the new, boy, I'm going to tell you something, and it's a Thankful Thursday. But that new bridge over there, with the way they got that now, everybody shifts and gets over as quickly as they can. It's a mess because people that are driving through, they don't know what to do. And
yeah.
You know
they're all moving over at the last minute.
They're all moving over. Now the far right lane is also a straight and a turn to get onto the
Which
access
one are you
road.
talking about? The one that goes over 45 or 30?
Yep.
And the other one, though, is just as bad now, the Smither Bridge.
Oh, yeah, the old Smither Bridge.
Because there's 2 lanes that turn left now, and so there's people at the last minute trying to get over the right that want to go straight. So
this morning on the way in, I needed to get, I forgot. I was the guy that forgot.
You were trying to get over.
I was trying to get over to the right. I didn't want to be stuck in those 2 lanes because you have to turn left to head north. Yes. And so there was plenty of room. I put on my blinker light. And as soon as I did, there's something in the human nature about me, because they've been watching those J.G. Wentworth commercials. It's mine and I need it now. And as I was put on that right flasher, the car that was a good 7-8 car lengths behind me decided, boy, they just better speed up.
They were closing the gap.
They were closing the gap. And it didn't make sense to me, but I remained calm and I got over. And then as soon as I got over, they backed off. Mm-hmm. And in that moment, I thought of a new segment for the show. This is how it hit me. Go. The segment of the show is, as I was driving in, the segment of the show was things. How did I word it, Josh? See, I had it and then I lost it.
Is it worth it or something like that?
No. How did I word it? I sent it to Josh right away so I wouldn't forget, and here I am. But it was like making a big deal out of nothing is what the show. It was something. Hold on, Jason. See, I should have.
Make something out of nothing.
Make something out of nothing. And so the segment that we're going to have coming up a little later is called Make Something Out of Nothing. And basically it's going to be, what are the things that may be these minuscule things that happen in our life that sometimes turn out to be these big blow-ups that don't really matter. And it's going to be little things that Jason and I will think of. We're going to come up with them. And then the Mashi over here, he will be the judge of, is it really worth getting a little flustered over, or should you just let it go?
Let it go. Let it go.
Now, we already know Josh is pretty level. He's pretty calm. So every response is going to be, just let it go.
Yeah.
So we're going to need him.
He's our voice of reason.
We're going to need him to think a little bit differently on this one, like the rest of us, and think about, all right, well, if I was in his shoes, probably I know how he is. I probably would get a little flustered.
What we're asking, Josh, is not for you to think like Josh. We're asking you to think like majority of Americans.
Oh, I can get mad at traffic real quickly too. So
I was explaining to Josh yesterday, and I won't say any names, but I'll say me. I was at the post office the other day. I don't even want to start thinking about it. We went to the post office to get passport photos. And you know how I've been talking about this thing, Jason?
Yeah. By the way, add this, Rob. I mean, Josh, write this down as one of the things that Rob has to let go.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The trip in general.
It's going to happen whether I like it or not. The trip will be happening in July. And I'll find a way to enjoy it. And the postal lady wasn't any help either because I was just shaking my head. She's like, what are y'all doing? I said, don't bring it up. I said, and poor Bridget's right there next to me. And my poor wife is so excited about this. And I'm just being Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
And then this morning at the when I dropped the children off, poor Charlotte over there at Tomorrow's Promise, I walked in. She goes, well, what's on your mind today? I said, oh, not much. I said, we're just running a little bit behind. Braylon, had one of her. It's turned into like once a month now, which is great. But she had an upset morning, and then Charlotte goes, well, so those photos, those pet. I said, do not bring that up. I said, I've already had a rough morning. But here's what I wanted to say. I went to the post office. And there's always this heavy weight at the post office, and we can be the people that can change that heavy weight regardless of the situation. Okay, those poor postal workers, I get why they're just flustered because they have to deal with it. People are waiting and they get upset, and we can be the people that go into the post office and change someone else's day that works at the post office, Jason. And I mean this seriously because I don't like saying the word, but I'm going to say it. I was the jerk. I was that jerk that went into the post office the other day. And poor Miss Paula was there, and she was on the receiving end of it. And I had to stop for a moment. And here's the deal. The reason I got upset is because I don't know what to do for a passport. And these poor folks, they hear the same thing. Oh, and I get it. When I worked in IT, the phrase that used to set me off was this, oh, I know just enough to be dangerous. And I heard it every single day, every time I heard it, I wanted to go into my office and close the door and scream. So I get it if you work at the post office. Well, this poor lady, as soon as we got up there and the kids were going nuts, and I'm already frustrated about the whole situation. The kids are going nuts. Here's what happens, Jason. She goes, do y'all have your applications filled out? And I started thinking, here we go. And I was like, well, I didn't know we had to do that. And that lady, she just shook her head and she goes, and immediately there was this little timer that went off in my head. And I told Bridget out loud, I said, I don't have time to deal with this today. I'm already on a bad day. Let's get out of here. I don't need somebody else's upset to interfere with. I said that.
Mark it down. Mark it down. This is one. This is number one.
And I stormed out of there, Jason, like a child. And I felt, and in that moment, I've been praying for conviction. And this is a serious thing because as I stormed, and Bridget was still in there, she was like starting to fill out the paperwork. And the moment that I walked out that door, I really felt a strong conviction. I need to go in and apologize to that lady. And so I walked back in and I apologized to her. And I said, I'm just having, and I said, I know y'all have such, and I said, please, she goes, don't worry about it. And we ended up having a great conversation. I'm sure all the other people behind us were happy that we were talking. But we ended up having a Jesus conversation in the whole nine. And so in that moment, I had to practice what I preach. And it's not easy.
Yeah.
Because life hits you, life hits me, life hits everybody.
Yeah.
But we turned something into something much more.
A negative into a positive.
Yeah.
Lemonade out of lemons.
That's right.
There you go.
And that was my long drawn out story. But I tend to be an emotional person, and I'm trying really hard to not be an emotional person. There needs to be calm in the storm, and I am not the calm in the storm. My wife is. I'm the one that when something happens, all of a sudden I feel this overwhelming pressure, and I feel like the world's about to just bust open. And that's something that I've really, really, really been working hard on. And someone had told me once, they said, well, it's probably because you're always trying to promote so much positive that you've sucked in too much positive and you're restraining the negative. And so when the negative
come out,
when the negative comes out, brother, it comes out.
What's worse, Rob, the post office or the DMV?
So the DMV in Huntsville, when my friend Vicky Noakes was there, was the most pleasant place because And people here may be like, well, it's hard. It's tough. Go to Georgetown and go to a town where you got to wait 3 hours in line, because here you don't got to wait 3 hours.
Yeah.
The most I ever had to wait here was 20 minutes. And it's the folks over there. Vicky used to work there. She was so nice. But the DMV in Georgetown, terrible. I waited 3 hours one time only to get up to the front of the line. And the lady said, well, you don't have what you need. And I said, what do you mean? Well, you don't have what you need. You're going to have to get it and come back. I said, well, can I save a spot? No, sir, you can't. And I was angry. And there was another lady working on another side as I was walking out. And she came up to me. She said, young man, she said, don't ever come back to this one. I said, well, you work here. And she goes, I know, go to the one in Taylor. She goes, I only tell people that I feel like are going to be nice. And even though you're angry, I said, you seem like a pretty nice guy. She goes, go to the one in Taylor. Nobody's ever there. Taylor was 20 minutes away, but it was worth the drive. Nobody was ever at the one in Taylor.
Yeah. I have similar stories because we technically live in Montgomery County. So whenever I have to get something, I have to get something done, something car registered or something like that, and head down there to the tax office or whatever it is I have to go to, it's always just take a number, and you just line up. And then one thing that aggravates me is at the one that they have in Montgomery County, there's like probably 20 different lines. You draw a number and then it tells you what line to get into.
That sounds miserable.
Yeah. So there's like 20 different lines, and you sit in this room and all the chairs are facing the same way. And you're sitting there and you're waiting for your number to tell you what stall to go to. Well, when you get there, if you go to this one versus if you go to this one, you may get two different answers. It depends on which one you go to. And it depends on how helpful the person behind the desk wants to be. They could just tell you, oh, you don't have it all. And I've been there before, and they've just said, oh, you can't do that. You got to go back and get this and this. Then you sit there and you go to somebody else. Oh, yeah, I can help you with that. Just, this or that and take care of this. And it's just who you go to.
You don't have the right ones, Josh. They do the frat wave. If you don't have, go on now, get
The frat flick.
the frat flick. I've learned something from Josh. This is the new wave. If you're, it's the frat flick. So
Move it on.
Yeah, go on now. You don't have what you need. Get on out of here, Jason.
Definitely.
Well, hey, let's take a break. We'll keep it on the FM. We've got an awesome young lady here, Chloe Brisher, that is joining us from Sam Houston State University, and she is going to share some really awesome stuff with us. What is it? Well, you're going to have to stay tuned in to find out. We'll keep it on the FM airwaves. We'll go to just some little upbeat music, and we will be back here in just a few seconds. Stay with us. It's Good Morning Huntsville here on a Thankful Thursday.
Faith has a new frequency. The Spirit of Huntsville. KHSP-LP, Huntsville, Texas. Spirit 94.3.
As we come back here on this segment, I was looking over at Jason's shirt, and your shirt, man, kind of matches the music. It's kind of like a relaxing, thankful. Yeah. I like the shirt, man.
Chill. It's chill.
Jason Bay, I just got to say something real quick about Brother Bay over here. The one cool guy. You always have on like some cool shirts and
Ask
stuff.
my
man.
kids.
Nah, man. One day I pray I'm like, you know what, man? When I get up there, when I get up to that age,
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, Rob. Keep me while I'm down.
No, but I mean it, man. You're a good dude, Jason. This is the only time that I get to like say that my pastor's a good dude.
No,
you know,
we have a good time.
on Sundays it would be kind of, hey, everybody, Jason's a good dude. You know.
Anytime, Rob. It's a compliment.
No, we appreciate you, Pastor Jason. And you know what we appreciate? We appreciate having guests on the show. And it's always so much fun when we have the privilege of having students from Sam Houston State University. And today we are joined by Chloe Brisher. And this is 2 days in a row that we've had a Sam Houston student. We had Abigail Dittman on yesterday, that one local girl. And now we are privileged to have Miss Chloe on. Chloe, welcome. What's going on?
Oh, getting ready for school after this. But yeah, good morning.
School morning this morning?
Yes.
All right, what time do you got to be at, just so we know?
9:30.
All right, perfect. We'll go to 9:29.
Finals coming up?
Yes.
Yeah.
At some point, they're coming.
School's winding down. My kids are looking forward to being out.
Well, it's cool because before we dig into this interview, and I know you've got a lot of awesome things to share, but before we dig into this, you and Joshua know each other. So how did you guys meet?
So we met in college, really. But funny story, we actually prayed for Josh in high school. In high school, we prayed for God to send a revival to Huntsville.
Wow.
And then this guy from Lebanon shows up. And so I always talk about this. I talk about this with friends. I don't get to talk about it with Josh so much, but think that we prayed for Josh and he came and brought Christians, so many people coming to Christ. And yeah, answered prayer. So
Praise the Lord.
Amen. You know, you think about Americans going and taking Christianity to other parts of the world. It's pretty cool whenever someone from Lebanon comes to America and brings Christianity back.
Yeah, brings it back. Well, Chloe, one thing that I just really admire about you is just your spirit. You're such a good-natured person. You grew up here in Huntsville, and the way that you connected with us, and that's why I wanted to keep it on the radio, you were flipping through, and I guess somebody told you about Josh's show, right? So tell us a little bit about how that happened.
So I knew that Josh was doing something like this, but I ended up seeing it on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And I had to use Facebook more recently because I'm going on a mission trip.
See, it's because you got to get on there to get the funds from the older people that are still on Facebook. Yeah.
She knows the demographic.
So yeah, I've been watching, and I talked to Josh at the Baptist Student Ministry building one time, and he was like telling me about how fun it is. So I'm excited. I'm glad that I get to be here.
I was really enthused, Jason, because we got an email from the website, and that's how Chloe reached out to us. And she said, "Hey, I listened to Josh's show, and it was so awesome." And then she said, "I'd like to just come sometime and share a little bit of my story." And I said, "Well, come on, that's what this is all about. You know, we're big on, especially here at First, of sharing testimonies and stories and." So that's kind of what I wanted to lead into. I know you've told us a little bit, but let us know about just your journey here. You grew up here in Huntsville, so maybe talk about that and school here and then how that led to Sam Houston.
Okay, so I grew up in Huntsville, but I moved a lot because I kind of had a drug-addicted mom, and it's not really foster care. The program's called Unaccompanied Youth. So I think I moved 23 times before 2020 when I came to Huntsville permanently. But I'd gone from Huntsville to Madisonville, Midway, back and forth through all types of families. And in 2020, when I moved in to Phelps with my aunt and uncle on my mom's side, and I started going to Huntsville High School. And it was COVID year. So I had such a problem making friends, especially since in Madisonville, COVID barely affected anything. Life just kept on going, nothing shut down. So it was really a big difference for me, and had no one to talk to. I had a school presentation from my English class, and I wrote my English teacher, Mrs. Gaston. I wrote her a big email saying, I don't want to do it. I don't have any friends. And she wrote me back saying, well, I know where you can get some friends. Let me take you to youth group. And I said, no, ma'am, I don't think I'd like that. I'd never been to church before, really.
So you weren't a believer at this point. Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
And so she wrote me back and said, well, I'll take you to get dinner on Wednesday nights before church. And I said, well, yes, ma'am, I'd love to go. And so she took me to youth group at First Assembly of God Church, across from Dairy Queen. And she took me every week on Wednesdays for 3 years straight.
Wow.
And took me to dinner. And those car rides, she'd ask me how my day was and how school was and if I made any friends and ask me my hobbies. And I was like, no one in my whole life has ever asked me these things or cared to know these things. And so I just felt so loved. This lady has like so many grandkids. And I thought, she's taking all this time for me. And I just felt really loved. And I started going to this church, and someone paid for me to go to church camp, which is like the thing. Everybody loves church camp. And so it's in Waxahachie, the church camp. And I went that year in 2021 summer. And this is a crazy story.
No, it's good. Keep telling it.
I had tubes in my ears, and I got in the lake. Something you're not supposed to do. And they filled with water. And so day 2, I'm like, well, I'm ready to go. And I remember one of my leaders was pregnant and was going to leave the next day anyway. So I was like, I'm just going to leave. But my youth pastor, his name's Joel Gaston, his wife, Autumn, was like, well, Chloe, why don't we just pray? And I was like, why don't I just leave? And she put her hands on my ears and prayed. And then the night was over. I went to bed, and I woke up, and there was no pain. There was no swelling. There was no water. And I felt like, well, guess I'm staying. More fun, I guess. And so that night we had like the church service. There's like 2,000 kids in this huge auditorium. And the guy comes on stage. And, you know, church camp is like smoke, lights. And he's like, turn it off. Turn everything off. Turn around and face the wall. And I remember everyone from camp that year was like, this is so weird. This never happens. And he's praying, and he's like, I just want to tell everyone here that there's someone here who has no mother and has no father and feels like nobody loves them. And I'm here to tell you that God wants to be everything you lack. And he's just talking and talking. And I thought, surely he's not talking about me. And then he said, you know who you are. And I thought, well, maybe he is talking about me. And he didn't say this, the pastor guy. He didn't say, or else, but I felt like I need to learn about Jesus and accept him or else. Like, that's how I felt. And so I went up to my youth pastor's wife, and I told her, I'm raising my hand. Pray with me, please. And she prayed with me to receive Christ.
Amen.
And I had never looked back. Like, I feel like I got saved yesterday. So that's the story.
That's a powerful story. And one of the things that sticks with me about your story is the way people come to know the Lord. You know, it was just as simple as someone giving you an invitation to come and take a car ride, go out to dinner, and then over time, that relationship that they built with you to share, hey, first of all, I care about you and I love you, and I have something very important I want to share with you. And you got that because someone cared enough. And I think a lot of times we make evangelism about that, oh, it's set aside for you know, this specific gift of the Spirit. But notice how the disciples did ministry. Notice how Jesus did ministry. Many times it's just one-on-one, just talking to somebody. And I think we make it into something that is so much bigger than it has to be. It's just showing somebody enough care and concern that, hey, I'm willing to walk this journey with you. I'm willing to say, you don't have any friends? I'll be the first one. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is so powerful to me and the people that listen. And the message that I try to share with all of our people, we have one of our youth here that's going to the Good Shepherd mission, and that's her mission too, is, hey, let's not think of evangelism as something we do on a large scale. Let's think of it as something we do one-on-one. And that's what you experienced.
Yes, I felt like she showed me the love of God by just the time, and it's really like she has so many kids, so many grandkids, and she's making time for me. And I thought, God has so many children, and he cares. He has more thoughts for me than there are grains of sand on the earth. He cares for me. So really feel like she showed me the love of Jesus.
Another thing that sticks out is that it's a public school teacher. And my mother she's 82 years old, and she still teaches third grade. But the reason that she still teaches third grade is because she feels like that's her mission and that's her calling. And so it's her ministry. You know, she's there, she's with people that some of them come from great backgrounds, some of them not so great backgrounds, but all of them need the same thing, and that's the love of Christ. And what a mission field that teacher showed. You know, this is I'm called to teach. I'm called to do this job, but it's not just a job. It's a calling, and it's a mission and a ministry. I think that's cool.
Well, Chloe, I love the story, and we had a really awesome sermon series here. Feels like it was so long ago, but it really wasn't. You know, it was when I first started here, and This Is My Story.
Yeah.
And we talked about how everyone has a story, and everyone's story is important. And I love your story, just what Pastor Jason said about how someone took the time to invest in you and to be present for you. And let that be a message to all of you out there this morning, to know that you have value and worth, and that maybe you feel like you're not making a difference. Well, think of Chloe. Think of the difference that you made, because here's a young lady who felt like she didn't have anyone, and now she has everyone. I think it's incredible what the Lord is doing in your life, and to see the joy. I wanted to say that, Chloe, because I just met you. We talked on the phone, and I felt the joy through the email, Pastor Jason.
I can see it.
But there is this overwhelming joy, and maybe describe that a little bit, because there is such a beautiful presence about you. And I know it's the Lord's imprint on your life, but maybe just talk about the joy that you've had since accepting Christ.
Yeah. When I accepted Christ, I felt like I was at the bottom of the barrel, like as far down as I could get. And that day, I remember it like it happened yesterday, really. And I thought life had been so hard, and Jesus promises us joy. It's not like something that is like up in the air, you know, it's a promise. And so I thought, well, I'm making Jesus look real good. Like, this is the effect of that everlasting joy. And it doesn't make any sense because, you know, I still don't really have a family. I'm in college, and I'm kind of just around. And I could probably make an inventory of reasons why I shouldn't have joy, but it doesn't matter. None of that matters because I'm not putting Jesus's death in vain by not having joy. And it's so good. And it, you know, overflows and runs onto the people around me. I'm glad that the people who invested in me, they were like this. That's why I'm like this, because they discipled me and made me this way.
I'm really feeling convicted now about the post office the other day. It's okay, Clay. I've been praying for conviction, so this is good.
Okay.
Talk a little bit about just, you know, you're at Sam Houston now and staying plugged in. And I know it's not easy. You know, we talk about ministry, especially when we're following the Lord, things sometimes get a little bit tougher because it seems like everything is coming at you. But you have kept your foot on the gas pedal. You're involved in the Bearcat Baptist Student Ministries. Talk a little bit about just what you're doing at Sam Houston now.
Okay. It started my senior year of high school. There's a lady named Miss Jennifer Mims, and she invited me to the BSM. She's like, my sons go. They love it. You're going to love it. You're a senior in high school. You can go. So I started going ever since then, and I have found a love for serving. I've found ample ways to serve. I've pretty much, over the years, I've done probably every ministry they offer. But right now, I'm doing a ministry called Prairie View A&M. So we do the same thing we do on this campus. We just drive an hour and a half to Prairie View A&M and do it there because they don't have a campus they barely have any campus ministries. It's a very dark place. So me and my friend Andrea Watkins, we drive up there on Monday and we share the gospel. And those students most of them are international. It's an HBCU. So it's weird ancestral worship, just weird Muslim. It's just not at all like our campus. Everything's just flipped. There's a big population of people who are spiritual, New Age witchcraft, weird. My mom's a Christian, my dad's a Muslim, so this is what I am. So ministry there is way harder because you have to learn. You can't just, talk. You got to listen and ask questions because they probably don't know what they believe to tell you. And so that has been really fun. I got to pray with 2 people on Monday to receive Christ as their Lord. And those girls, they were cultural Christians, dads are pastors. And so every week it's awesome. And I get to learn a lot. And the Baptist Student Ministry has taught me how to do ministry. I could probably have figured it out, but it's so good to have people teaching me and pouring into me there. So, yeah.
One thing she said, Pastor Jason, I wanted you to chime in on this. She said 2 words that stuck out to me. And as she goes and talks to these other students, she said, I've had to learn to listen and ask questions. How many times do we hear people going in and saying, well, this is how it is, and just immediately start telling someone something without trying to relate first and learn about them?
Yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, I always bring this up, but I think about the woman at the well. He sits there and he's asking her questions, and then by asking her questions, she's revealing who she is, but also what she struggled with. And then he is at the same time revealing himself to her. And I think what you're doing is exactly what we're called to do. And many times that is just to listen. Yesterday, I went to a family that lost their father. He was passing away, and a lot of people in that situation would say, well, I'd like to go, but I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Well, you don't have to say anything. Just be there, listen, and be that person that God can use, that vessel, that the Holy Spirit, trust the Holy Spirit will give you the words to say, and that through His power, that conversation will become a spiritual conversation. And I think we have to look for that, just like you talked about, Rob, with the lady at the post office. Yeah, is that you have to look for those spiritual conversations. It could start anywhere, and it can turn into a spiritual conversation if you let the Holy Spirit use you in that way.
It could start with anger and frustration and then conviction. And I always say, I think that's why it's so important to pray for conviction. That's something the Lord has really put on my heart, Jason, is to pray for conviction. Because I think the old me, not that like it was a bad me, but in that situation, I may have just completely walked out and not went back in. And now I'm responsible for tearing down somebody's day. But if we pray for the conviction, the Lord will answer that. I think there's nothing more than He loves than to convict people so that they will cling closer to Him. And in that moment, we think about the times that, are we leaving people with a good impact, or are we leaving them with a negative impact? Chloe, I know that where you're going, you're leaving people with such a positive impact. And I think it's incredible the way the Lord is moving in your life, and what a light you have been to so many others through so much darkness. Talking about your life in the past and now where you are, that's all by the power of God.
Amen.
What are you classified as, and what is your major, and what are you planning on doing whenever you get out of Sam Houston?
So I'm a junior. I'm studying English and creative writing and technical writing and Spanish.
Anything else?
Yeah, that's it. And when I graduate next year, well, I want to create and publish Bible curriculum, Sunday school curriculum, discipleship curriculum. So I want to be broke. No, just kidding.
Welcome to the ministry.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's my dream.
That's cool. That's awesome. There's such a need for that. There is such a need for that, for someone that can relate to different age groups and different life circumstances, and through your life experiences already at such a young age, I can just see so much potential for you to be able to connect with people that need to hear the message of Christ in such a way that that is impactful. So I think that's very, very cool.
What message would you have to another young person this morning, and maybe to that young non-believer or that young person that's on the fence about beliefs, and maybe they're spending a lot of time on the internet searching for every reason why not to have a relationship with Christ? What would you say to that young person today?
Well, believer or not, if you're curious, seek discipleship. I'm so grateful that people came in my life because I wasn't really looking. People came into my life and gave me discipleship, and it changed my life. And, you know, for me, they both happened to be teachers in high school. But to the young person, find discipleship. There's so many old people who may be retired or widowed or whatever, who have all this knowledge, have all this experience, and probably need a vessel to pour into. And so that's my advice to anyone. Everyone needs discipleship so bad.
Jason, I heard, I said to the young person, and I was reminded just now, this Monday, I had the privilege of assisting a family that needed a funeral service. And the lady that I did the service for was 91 years old. And you and I both you've done a lot more services than I have, but we have both done services from every age spectrum. And when it's younger, it's really hard. When it's older, there's some joy there. And there's always joy when they knew the Lord. And you and I both preached services to where we knew that person maybe didn't know the Lord. And those are tough. This service was one that really opened my eyes, and you hear about it. But I had asked the family if this lady was a Christian, and they said in her final moment she became one.
Oh, wow.
And it's never too late.
That's right.
To accept the Lord. Here was a lady,
Hallelujah.
91, and she had never wanted to pray with anybody. She never wanted anybody to talk about that. And in her final couple of weeks, she extended her hand and let the family pray over her.
Awesome.
And I'm telling you, it's never too late. But the same token, if there's something tugging at you, today is the day, because there may not be a tomorrow.
You know, one thing that you said that for someone listening out there, that this whole journey of your life, change, the transformation that Christ has brought, all started with an email. And what with so many people nowadays, and I don't think it's more people that are necessarily dealing with it, I just think it's been brought to the forefront, the mental health issues that we face today, that it's really been brought to the forefront. And maybe there is another person just like you that feels like they don't have anybody. And I think that loneliness is a huge issue. What would you say to a person like that feels like they don't have anybody?
The same thing that Pastor told me, that God wants to be everything you lack. I mean, really, I felt like I didn't have anyone. And I felt like there were so many people. I've met so many people. I could walk into the grocery store and know everyone because I've been here my whole life. And yet I feel so lonely. But we're not made to be lonely. God is a three-person God. We are made in his image. We're not made to be lonely. And there's an order for a church and believers so that we're not lonely, because we don't function when we're lonely. And so sometimes it takes obedience, whether that's the person coming out to you needing to be obedient to God, or you going to church, you putting yourself out there. It can be so hard. But God's word never returns void. It's not, we're made to be in a relationship with him. Loneliness isn't in the picture, Yeah,
I think that what you did was just say, hey, Lord, here I am. I am lonely. Or you're calling out to this teacher, I'm sorry, I don't have anybody. And she says, yes, you do. And I think for the person out there, especially that feels like they don't have anybody, is the first step is just to say, is to reach out to somebody. And there may be somebody that's going through a real dark time. Reach out to somebody, reach out to a believer, reach out to a teacher, reach out to somebody and say, you know what, I'm going through this right now and I really need your help. And God will provide.
Yeah. Chloe, such an incredible, you've ministered to us this morning.
Amen.
And I love that. I love how the Lord is working in your life. Well, Josh, maybe any thoughts that you had for Chloe or any questions? I know that you guys know each other a little bit, so maybe just something you wanted to share with Chloe this morning, Josh.
Well, I want to say that you've been really a blessing to me and an inspiration to look to. I know that the Lord's using you in a great way, and I know that without you knowing, you push me to want to pursue the Lord more. So yeah.
Awesome.
Hallelujah. I love what the BSM is doing over there. We keep hearing about it over and over and over about the seeds that are being scattered over there. So just congratulations, or just thank you, BSM, for the impact, and other Christian ministries there on campus too that make a huge impact over there.
Yeah, great stuff happening. Chloe, maybe any final things you'd like to share with us before you go today?
Well, if you could all be praying for me, I'm going to Africa in a couple weeks, and I just want strength and dependency on the Holy Spirit. You know, I want to be a good steward of this trip that God's given me, and I'm fundraising now, and I'm trying to learn some languages. So just pray for me.
Yeah, go. I don't know if Spanish will work there, right?
No, not at all.
Well, Chloe, we appreciate you, and thanks for being with us. And we will absolutely keep you in our prayers for just a wonderful mission trip. And I did want to. I know you didn't ask for this, but I'm going to toss it out. Is there any way that maybe somebody wants to support you on that trip? How can they do that? Is there an opportunity for them to support you?
Yes, if you'd like to support me, you can go to my Facebook page. It's Chloe Brisher, and I have a post right there that has links to give.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we'll post that on our Hello Huntsville page as well. So, well, there she is, Chloe Brisher. What a shining light here in our community, and a voice for maybe those that feel like they don't have a voice. And so listen to what Chloe said and just seek, and the Lord will provide. So thank you, Chloe. This has been great. You brought so much joy in here this morning.
Yeah,
Amen.
and you have a beautiful spirit about you, and you have a great radio voice.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah,
You really do.
and we may need help, so we'll keep that in mind. Well, we'll take a break. For those of you on Spirit Radio, we're going to go back to music and programming. If you'd like to stay on the show, Jason and I will keep you going, as we're going to have a fun segment coming up here before too long, and also probably some news you can use. We'll have that and more on social media. You can watch the show on Hello Huntsville. For the rest of you, have a blessed day, and we'll catch back up with you. Good Morning Huntsville continues on YouTube when we come back. Stay with us.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust.
Are you ready for a better way to bank? Join Walker County Federal Credit Union today. As a member, you'll enjoy low-cost loans, no annual fees, and easy online access. We're not just a credit union. We're a community dedicated to your financial success. Experience friendly service tailored for just you. Why wait? Join us online at walkercountyfcu.com or drop by our location at 1802 Normal Park Drive, Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Hey friend, Rob Hipp here for Elliott's Jewelers. The new year is here, and what a better way to start out the new year than celebrating the moments that matter the most. And you can do that with Elliott's Jewelers here in Huntsville. Whether it's an engagement, an anniversary, a birthday, or maybe just a fresh start, Elliott hand selects every diamond, and he creates meaningful pieces that are designed just for you. There's no crowded showroom, no pressure, just personal attention and jewelry that tells your story. So again, start the new year with something timeless. It's Elliott's Jewelers here in Huntsville by appointment only. Book online at elliotsjewelers.com. Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Hi, this is Braylon. You are listening to Fear Radio. God bless you.
That is your official sounder live from Studio 1229J at one of the highest elevation points in all of 1229J address. Did you catch what I did there?
Love it.
Coming at you live. It's time for news you can use. Pastor Jason Bay, in the words of my friend in Corpus Christi, Texas, Johnny Canales, you got it. Take it away.
All right. It is new time for news you can use. And I have just a few stories for you, Rob, and then a little game show. And plus, at the end of our show today, Rob, is what we teased earlier is, what was the name of that segment we're doing, Rob?
Keep my brain asleep.
Make something out of nothing.
Make something out of nothing.
Make something out of nothing. All right. Workers inside an Espresso Oak coffee truck got more than they bargained for when their vehicle broke down on Interstate 20. This is in Texas. While stranded in Eastland County due to a broken trailer wheel, the staff filmed an escaped kangaroo hopping through highway traffic. The adventurous marsupial had wandered off from a nearby private property, as owning kangaroos are legal in the state of Texas. For about an hour, the animal explored the roadside before it was safely captured and returned to its owner. The coffee truck owner shared the surreal footage online while waiting for repairs to be completed on their trailer. It was a bizarre interruption to an otherwise stressful day for the mobile baristas. So you've seen any local kangaroos jumping around, you know where they came from.
Can you just visualize all of the chaos that was taking place during this? Because you talk about a broken down trailer, a wheels off, and all this stuff, and then a kangaroo out of that. That is a lot of chaos going on.
It is, and probably the key to the story is that owning a kangaroo in Texas is legal. So, Rob, I suggest we go out and get us a kangaroo.
Yes, we're going to have one up here at First next week.
We need one for sure. In Temecula, California, a homeowner was shocked on Saturday morning when a hot air balloon carrying 13 people made an emergency landing in his backyard. Hunter Perrin was watching television when a neighbor alerted him to the massive aircraft that had descended just outside his sliding glass door. The pilot was forced to land the vessel due to a sudden loss of wind and low fuel levels. Despite the tight space, the pilot successfully navigated the balloon into the grass without causing any property damage or injuries. Witnesses praised the pilot's maneuvering mastery, noting that the balloon moved slowly and avoided all obstacles. Passengers on board, some celebrating anniversaries, expressed relief and gratitude for the safe conclusion to their flight. The unexpected arrival turned a quiet morning into a memorable neighborhood spectacle.
If you have a hot air balloon, which I don't know of anybody who does, so this ain't going to reach anybody, so I'm sorry if I offend you. But why is it that the hot air balloon, that's the one aircraft that thinks that they have like dominion over everything? Because those things land wherever they want. When I was growing up, they'd always launch them from the hill where we lived, and 3 or 4 times they landed in people's yards when they came back. They just think, well, we got a hot air balloon. We can just land it over there in old Jerry's farm. Why do they do that, Jason? You can't do that with a helicopter or an airplane.
We've struck a nerve with Rob this morning.
Yeah,
not only does he not like to go to the post office, we've also learned he has a great annoyance in hot air balloons. Rob, would you ever get in a hot air balloon?
Yes, I would.
You would?
I want to get in one.
No, not me. I would never get in a hot air balloon. What about you, Josh?
No, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, because of what Rob just said, and they could land anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, no telling whose backyard you're going to land in.
Maybe one full of kangaroos.
All right. You're going to love this, Rob. A new car patent lets you go without pulling over. Road trips may never be the same because your next bathroom break could happen without even leaving your seat. Chinese EV maker Ceres has patented a built-in car toilet to solve one of life's most urgent travel problems. I can't hold it until the next exit. The concept sounds something like out of a sci-fi comedy. A compact toilet would stay hidden under the front passenger seat until nature calls. With the push of a button or even a voice command, the unit slides out on rails ready for use right there inside the cabin.
I wonder what the voice command is now. Car, potty, now. Yes. Bzzzt. Can I just say something that when I was younger, I guess when you're real little, when you got to go, you got to go. But then you reach that age to where it's like, okay, I can hold it. But then you reach that age again to where, like, it is kind of like you got to go.
I've been in that situation before now.
So at first I was judging this, like, this is a terrible idea. But now I'm kind of like, I kind of get it, you know?
I'm never sitting in Rob's passenger seat in his car because you never know what might slide out.
I do have a mock-up, by the way. I do have a mock-up of this. What was this? This was Chinese engineering, you said?
Yeah, Chinese. SERES. That's the car maker that's putting them into cars.
Okay, for those of you, well, you're all on social media now. Josh will be able to see this. Pastor, I'll show it to you. We do have a mock-up.
All right.
There it is. There's the mock-up.
Oh, yeah. See, that's right there. That's good enough.
Even with the nice wooden 1970 seat there.
Yeah. All right, move over karaoke night. This cockatiel bird's been booked solid since sunrise. A pet cockatiel named Kiki is going viral for passionately belting out the song September by Earth, Wind, and Fire, whether anyone wants to hear it or not. Kiki doesn't just chirp along, he performs. The Feather superfan whistles the iconic tune, bobs his head, and basically turns the living room into a one-bird disco. The catch? His concerts tend to happen early in the morning, loudly and repeatedly. His owner has posted clips of Kiki going full performer mode even when left alone. In one video, the bird breaks into into the song the second the room clears, proving he doesn't need an audience to bring the energy. As funny as it is, online, living with a non-stop September soundtrack is another story. But here's a twist. It's not just Kiki. Cockatiel owners across the internet say the song is especially irresistible to the species. There he is, on cue. How'd you like to wake up to that every morning?
Oh, Kiki. I would not. I would say, Kiki, it's time to go night-night.
You ever had a bird, Rob?
Yeah, we had one of those cockatiels before. Her name was Chrissy.
Did it sing songs?
No, it just made noise.
Yeah. We've had a lot of different birds. I always wanted one that would talk or say something. What about you, Josh? You ever own a bird?
Yeah, 2 lovebirds, but that's it.
Did they ever say anything or whistle or anything?
They would whistle.
Just random stuff or September?
Ours did October. we had a we get the buzzer on that one.
We're going down. We're going down.
We had my dad's friend had a was it like a parrot? And it would say things that aren't family friendly. Yeah. Because I remember going over there, and as a kid, we'd laugh at it because it would tell us stuff, and we were like, "Wonder where it learned that from."
That's exactly right. Where did that come from? Where did that come from?
And just the other day, my buddy had passed, and I surprised my mom because the service was in Austin on Sunday afternoon, and so I stopped by Georgetown to visit my mom, and we were talking, and she had told me that a neighbor, they don't know which neighbor it was, but one of the neighbor's parrots had got out. And it was flying around my mom's backyard, and she goes, it even flew and sat on her shoulder.
Oh, wow.
I said, man, I want to grab that thing, put it in a cage quick.
Yeah, no kidding. And some of those birds can be really expensive.
Yeah, hold it for ransom.
A survey found that the average adult has $167 worth of these. What are they? Do you know, Rob?
$167
worth of these. What is it?
Gift cards.
Yeah, unused gift cards.
What?
How did you know that?
There you go, man. Josh is right on top of this. That's what I love. We can move straight through it because he has the answers so quick.
It's because I'm slow.
No, you're not. Nearly 70% of people say music at the office makes their job better. So switch on Spirit Radio at the office and make every day better.
You know, we do have a couple of antique shops here in town that the lady ran. I was at the Junkapalooza. She came by the booth. She goes, I just love the Spirit Radio station. She goes, I played at my antique stores here in town.
Do it. Hey, business owners, 70% of the people say that your office would be better if you played Spirit Radio.
And so Spirit Radio, because your office will be better, you'll be nicer to people, and then customers will see that, and then all of a sudden, boom, your revenue goes up.
Yes, there you go. That's another way of making money. Good idea, Rob. 1 out of 10 people believe a really good friend should be willing to bail them out of jail. So, Rob, when you get thrown in jail for acting up at the post office, who are you going to call?
Josh.
Josh? All right, there you go, Josh. Get some money together.
Oh, my gosh.
A study found that nearly half of Americans dream about what they're going to eat the next day. Do you do this, Rob? Do you daydream about what you're going to eat? Or you just get in the car and just think, what am I going to eat today?
No, but it goes back to the story of the Chinese automaker a while ago. That I've reached that age to where sometimes I'm not giving too much in, but I got to, in the middle of the night, you know how it is. And every night I dream about like having to get up and go to the bathroom. And there's something in my dream.
Reoccurring dream.
And every night I have that dream. And guess what? I got to wake up. So it's not about food, but it's about something else.
I don't think about what I'm going to eat the next day. I think about what I'm going to eat as I'm driving to somewhere. And usually by the time I get there, I've changed my mind. But I will tell you, if you have kids, I promise you they are going to be dreaming about what they're going to eat the next day. Because every day I hear it before we go to bed. What's for lunch tomorrow? I don't want that. I want a sandwich. Make me a sandwich. So
have you ever got to a fast food place and then you pull in the line and then all of a sudden you're like, I don't want this, and you go somewhere else?
Yes, I have. I have done that. But only 1% of pumpkins sold in the United States will actually be eaten.
Sounds right.
Over half of women take off their shoes when they get to their seat at the movie theater. You believe that?
What's the percentage of men?
It doesn't have that. Yeah, I'm not taking my shoes off.
I'm not a take your shoes off in public person, man. Leave them on.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There we go. Definitely. 10% of men have the disability of color blindness. And I can relate to that because I have color blindness. Anybody in your family, or do you know?
Bear does.
Bear does?
My cousin does. He has those special glasses. He wears those glasses that said it just revolutionized how he sees things.
75% of raisins are eaten at breakfast time. You eat raisins? Any of your kids eat raisins?
I used to, but not anymore. I used to eat the little box of them.
Yeah. We went to church over at Dodge when we brought our kids. They were giving them a lot of candy, in the nursery, and so Kim was like, "Man, I wish they wouldn't give them so much candy." Anyway, I eventually got back to the nursery that they didn't want us giving them candy, so then they started giving them raisins. Well, then we didn't really know that the change had taken place until we inspected the diaper.
It's like the blueberries, man.
we realized something drastically had changed.
We call that in our family with blueberries the blueberry blowout. Just if y'all want to talk about this at 8:40 on a Thursday morning.
73% of people have recycled the gift of candles. Mm-hmm. You done that?
Candles are terrible gifts.
I love candles.
Yeah, but they're voted one of the worst gifts you can get people.
Really?
Yeah.
My daughters love candles. Mm-hmm. We go and we typically try to get them a candle for going somewhere. All right, quick game show. Here's a list of 1960s TV catchphrases that everyone still says today. Okay, so think about this. This is 1960s. I know none of you were born in 1960, but I think when I read through these, I think that a lot of you will know these, and I think a lot of our listeners will know these. So here we go. Think about the show. This message will self-destruct. A movie was made. Several movies made.
I don't know. It's like
Incredibles?
No, close.
Are you talking about in the 60s?
It was a TV show in the 60s, but a recent movie has been made.
I don't.
This message will self-destruct.
I don't know.
Mission Impossible. All right. To boldly go where no
Star
man
Trek.
has gone. Okay. Book 'em, Dano.
No idea.
Hawaii 5-0. Sock it to me. I don't know that one. Nip it in the bud. Andy Griffith's show. Missed it by that much.
Me playing basketball.
Get smart. Yabba dabba doo.
Scooby.
Flintstones.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Live long and prosper.
Star Trek.
You like that?
Yeah, that's Spock.
You like Star Trek?
Oh, I love Star Trek.
You're traveling through another dimension.
Dimension X.
No.
Marvel?
Twilight Zone. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Batman.
Yes. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Oh, the Beverly Hillbillies?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Here's Johnny.
Johnny Carson show.
Yep. There you go.
Okay.
All
I got a couple.
So that's our game show for today. And now we only got a few minutes left, but we want to move on to your segment here.
Yeah, let's take a quick break because we got some spots to fire off real quick. So let's do that, and then we'll come back after about 3 minutes. Coming up, you're gonna stay tuned to this because it is Make Something Out of Nothing. We'll be back in a moment here on Good Morning Huntsville. This is Rob Hipp, and I'm here to talk about a true expert in the real estate world. Let me introduce you to my good friend, Terry Coleman of the Coleman Realty Group.
With 33 years in the business, I've dedicated my life to making your real estate dreams come true. Specializing in residential properties, I serve Walker and Montgomery counties, from Spring to Trinity and areas all around.
They call her your next door agent, and here's why.
I'm not just here to help you find a home or lease a property. I'm here to build lifelong relationships. Whether it's residential or commercial, farm or ranch listings, there's something for everyone.
Now you might wonder, what sets Terry apart from other real estate agents? Well, it's simple. She goes above and beyond for her clients, like the time she surprised a family from California with a fully decorated Christmas tree and gifts when they returned from closing.
You shouldn't have to compromise on the joys of home during life-changing moments. So, if you're ready to make your real estate dreams come true, here's what you need to do.
Visit my website at myrealtorterry.com and let's make those dreams a reality.
That's Terry Coleman, your expert in all things real estate.
I'm Terry Coleman, your next door agent, and I can't wait to help you open the door to your new life.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
At Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, we're not just a place where children pass the time. We are not a daycare. We are a child care center focused on the growth, learning, and discovery. Every day, children engage in meaningful activities that build confidence, independence, and a love for learning. From reading and math to social and practical life skills, our students are active participants in their development. Ready to give your child something more? Visit tomorrowspromise.info and discover what makes our school different. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Education you can trust.
Are you ready for a better way to bank? Join Walker County Federal Credit Union today. As a member, you'll enjoy low-cost loans, no annual fees, and easy online access. We're not just a credit union. We're a community dedicated to your financial success. Experience friendly service tailored for just you. Why wait? Join us online at walkercountyfcu.com or drop by our location at 1802 Normal Park Drive, Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Hi, I came. No, listening to Barrett Radio.
All right, now it's time as we wrap up here in a little bit. I like the music, Josh. Thank you.
Right. He's got us rolling this morning.
Well, make something out of nothing. And the way that this works, there's no winner on this, really. It's just it's going to be Jason and I talking about a few things that really may not be a big deal, or they could be a big deal. I'm going to talk about a thing. Jason will talk about it, and then Josh is going to chime in after each one of us, and he's going to give his opinion on it. Okay? Because I want to hear his opinion. Now, Josh, you can't be biased to always just being let it go. You got to think like the ordinary American, okay? That's the only rule. You're going to have to step outside of your own brain and think, how would other people think about this? Does that sound good, Josh?
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to start this, and if anybody on social media has something they'd like to add, please play along with this. For make something out of nothing, I was thinking of my dad this morning, and at a stoplight. And it's annoyed me because of my dad, because he reminded me of this. I don't understand why people pull up to a red light and then they ooch. And my dad called them oochers. And they would slowly ooch their way. You know what I'm talking about? They would stop and then they would let off the gas or let off the brake, and then they would ooch their way up even more and more to the red light. And to this day, it still kind of bothers me. It's a very small thing. But it really bothers me because my dad has infiltrated this on me, and it's part of his legacy that I'll remember. Oochers. Josh, is that making something out of nothing? Is it a big deal if people ooch their way at a red light trying to go?
It's not a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
No. See, I might.
Are you an oocher?
I might be an oocher.
Okay.
I am an oocher.
I think we're all guilty of being an oocher.
Moocher, no. Oocher, yes.
I think it's okay. I mean, as long as you don't pass the white line.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and if you pass the white line, be prepared in College Station, because the cops over in College Station, they have certain pet peeves. And one of their pet peeves is ooching into the crosswalk.
Oochers.
I have a little bit of personal experience with that, but we don't have time for it, unfortunately.
Jason, what is your make something out of nothing?
Okay, it's going along the driving line. Okay, if you're driving down the road and you're in the left lane on 45 and you're not going as fast as the traffic, Big deal, not a big deal.
That's a big deal.
There we go.
But what if it's over the speed limit?
Yeah. I think. Okay, Rob's carved out a caveat. I don't think that it matters what the speed limit is. I think if you are going slower than the average car, then you pull over to the right out of courtesy, right?
Okay.
And I think that goes not only for 45. I think it also goes like on Highway 30 going outside of town. You know, if you're just chilling, and most of the time I'm just chilling, just pull over in that right-hand lane and let other people that are in a hurry go by. It's just a common courtesy. Doesn't matter what the speed limit is, because if there's somebody going fast, just move over. It's just common courtesy.
Okay. So go with the flow is what you're saying. You need to go with the flow. If not, get out of the way. If everyone's going 90 and a 70 and there's cops around and they're not pulling people over, then you should go 90 in that lane, or else get over.
Get over.
Okay.
And this is just something we ought to teach all our kids as they grow up. If you're not going with the speed of traffic, just move over, or just use that left lane as a passing lane. You know, just don't just cruise in it. Just get over there and then just get back over.
Okay, good one.
And Josh says it is a big thing.
Okay, I got one for you.
Okay.
You go to Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is known for a phrase. I get very annoyed when I go to Chick-fil-A, and at the end, after I order my food, there's a phrase that they always are supposed to say. Do you know what that phrase is?
Yes, my pleasure.
My pleasure. I've been to Chick-fil-A numerous times recently, not just here in Huntsville, but in other communities. They don't say my pleasure all the time. I get fairly annoyed. Is that making something out of nothing, Josh?
I'd like to chime in on this, Josh, if I may.
Okay.
This is making something out of nothing.
Yeah.
Because
how serious he is.
Yes. Because is it really their pleasure? I mean, when they say my pleasure, it's almost kind of annoying to me that they say my pleasure. Now, I know what they're trying to get at, but if they've been coached to say that, is it really coming from the heart? Are they just saying it because they know that's what they're supposed to do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, I agree.
Come on, man. You're just over here siding with the pastor. No. Trying to earn brownie points over here. Oh, yeah, Pastor, I agree. I know how it is over there.
All right, here we go. You're at your house, right?
Okay.
And there's a trash can there. And the trash can is approaching the top.
I know where you're going with this.
Okay. There's a common practice in my household. Yes. The pushers. You just, whatever you have, you just take it and you just push it down a little bit more. And it may leave room for, a couple more plates. And you keep packing it down so the next person just puts it on top. Big deal or no big deal?
No big deal, because there's more room. You're saving
landfill space. Listen, he's turned into an environmentalist.
Yes,
also.
Yes. You're saving landfill space. The only reason that I say not a big deal is because I'm the guy who pushes everything down to make more room.
I have
not a big
question.
deal.
Like, once it's full and you can't push it down, is it removed or do they still stack it up?
There you go. That's another. The Jenga game begins then.
Okay. That's a big deal.
How much more can I get on here? That's the Tower of Babel.
That's the big deal.
Yeah. I think that to me, it's a big deal. But I have a lot of kids. And so it's a very common practice. There's always room for one more thing. Just push it down, but one more thing. And then like Josh says, start the Jenga game. Start piling up higher and higher and higher.
We got time for just a couple more.
Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
I got a couple more here. Make something out of nothing. For me, I'm going to go back to the food, and I'm going to go back to another place that you drive through. This particular place only serves one type of food. And it annoys the fire out of me. Whenever the phrase goes, hey, want some chicken today? No, I want a pizza. That's the only food that they offer. Of course, I want chicken. Am I making something out of nothing by getting frustrated when they say, hey, want some chicken today?
Yes.
I'm going to side with you on this one, Rob, because I think what these companies, what these companies need to realize is sometimes when they're coaching their people to say certain things and do certain things, it really falls flat and it comes across the wrong way. You know, like you go into a certain department store and you go in and the person at the counter is like, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. You're like,
welcome in.
Are you really glad that I'm here? Or are you thinking to yourself, here's another person I have to get behind this cash register for? You know, just let it go. Either welcome me in and be glad that I'm there, or just don't say anything at all.
Nice. I agree. I was thinking of one more, Jason, for me. One more. You got time for just one more? One more for me, one more for you.
I think the main thing that in all of these circumstances, when we're coaching our employees, is to teach them to love their job, right? What we want to see is people that enjoy their job. And if you don't love their job, then, you know, maybe you need to consider where you're at and what you're doing. Yeah. But we want you to have a positive attitude, you know, the people that work there. And I think sometimes that comes across in no matter what they say.
Yeah, I'm sorry how I am on Sundays here. Welcome in. No, I'm just kidding.
Welcome in. Oh, has someone told you to say that? No, this is just me.
I do have, man, I had a good one and it just, here it is. Okay, here it is. I was thinking of a church one that I always get on. I told Josh, I said, we will never stand out front in church with signs that say you belong here. We will not do that.
One of Rob's pet peeves. I love it.
Here's one that I have though, Jason, my final one. And my brother and I have such a unique, sarcastic humor. There's things that we'll see that only he and I will call each other on because we're the only ones that would make anything out of it. Like there was a customer that came into our computer shop one time and the brand of the computer case was called Soprano. And this guy comes in and he goes, oh, Soprano. And he's like making it like this. So my brother and I, here we are 20 years later, and we call each other like, hey, Soprano, how you doing? It was like a case. But here's what I'm getting at, all right? So something out of nothing. This is one that my brother and I, we joke about all the time. These are things that I get annoyed about. Am I making something out of nothing? If you're in the construction business, I admire you. That's a hard business to be in. But can you please turn off your lights as you're driving down the road and you're not in the middle of construction? Especially if you pull into a parking lot to get something to eat and you're still flashing your lights. I don't know if it's something about, oh man, I got my macho lights on today. My brother and I talk about this. I get very annoyed when I go somewhere, there's a construction truck that's not in the middle of construction, but they're running their safety lights. I don't know if they're just trying to be tough. I don't know what it is. Am I making something out of nothing, Josh?
No. I think that's a valid crash out.
Okay. I like that young word, crash out.
I'm once again going to take the other side on this one because
he doesn't want to upset construction workers.
No. Because my uncle, he's 90 something years old. I think 92 now.
This uncle I know?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
He's a good man.
Yeah. And he still goes to work every day. He works in highway maintenance. And I can assure you that when the light is flashing, he has no idea the light is flashing. He's completely forgotten all about it.
Soprano.
He's not trying to be tough. He's trying to tell you how old he is.
He's still working? Yeah. Praise God. Wow. Oh, man. But, yeah, I'm going to have to call my brother today. I actually took a video the other day of there was a car, and I see this all the time, too. The little windshield wiper on the back window, and it's when I send a note, it's broken. It's gone. All right? But the thing is still moving. I got annoyed with that. I sent the video to my brother. I was like, why is this guy running his back window wiper when there's not even a blade on it? Mickey, is that something out of nothing?
Rob, we could go on all day with this because I'm starting to learn more and more about you.
Oh, Jason, do you have one last one for us? Can you think of one?
Well, you mentioned the toilet paper roll, whether it rolls inside or outside, but also things like the toilet paper, like the toothpaste in the tube, pushing it all the way to the end.
Yes, you need to do that.
The hand soap. I always have an issue with hand soap in my my bathroom when the kids come in there and use it. It's always at the very, very bottom, and they still hit the thing on top to try to get just a little more soap out of it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
And I'm thinking, there's a bottle of soap right here. Just turn around and get another one and put it there and be done with it. But it's always that little extra step that so many people don't want to go through. So I don't know. I'm not I don't really mind I will say though, if the toilet paper roll is pushed back for whatever reason, when I sit down, it doesn't annoy me, but I just flip it around.
Okay.
So I guess it kind of subconsciously annoys me.
It does to me. I flip that thing all the time. And one last one for me. I know you got to go because you got me on this train now. My beautiful wife, and it's something with her and her sisters because I have asked my brother-in-law, does your wife do this? They leave cabinets open and drawers open.
My kids do that with their drawers.
I don't understand. But the cabinets in the kitchen are left open, and I go and close them, and I try not to say anything. Should I get frustrated or just happy wife, happy life? Is that making something out of nothing?
No, that's not making it something out of nothing. That's understandable, Rob. You should throw a fit, throw water all over the place, and make a big deal out of it. And that way, they'll always remember to close it, or else they'll always remember your reaction.
Well, there we go. That is something out of nothing. That really annoyed me the other day when I saw
you took the time to video it. I promise you, he didn't even know it was on. But he should put like a little hand back there where it's waving at people.
The other funny ones are when they have the water, the windshield wiper fluid, and it's broke and it's squirted. It doesn't even hit the window.
Used to do that.
I have one.
Yes, Josh. What do you have? Final one.
When people put milk before they put cereal in their bowls.
Oh yeah, that would definitely.
Yeah.
Nah, who cares? That's just how they're eating. I wouldn't do it, but it wouldn't annoy me.
Yeah, that is kind of that's. They may be a serial killer. Serial.
Do we have
killer?
A
There we go.
All right. Well, Pastor Jason, I know we got to wrap up. Hey, real quick, such a great Sunday service last Sunday, continuing the sermon series. Let the people know. We want them to come. We've been so blessed with so many wonderful folks and new people and baptisms and salvations here at First. So just let the people know kind of what's happening here at First Baptist.
Yeah, no, we're continuing our sermon series on the 7 last sayings of Jesus from the cross. And this Sunday we're on It Is Finished. And you think about the Bible says that the Lamb of God was slain before the foundation of the world, and He paid the price. And we're going to look at that this Sunday as we've ever since Easter we've been looking at the cross and the significance of it. I think people really lose the significance of the cross. We wear it as jewelry, we have it all around us, and it's a sign of hope, and it should be a sign of hope. But in their day, it was just a sign of torture. And we need to remember what Christ went through on our behalf to pay for our sin, that sin cost, and it cost him dearly. And we need to remember that as we think about what Jesus has done for us. It is finished.
Yeah. Well, come and be a part. 10:45 on Sunday. We would love to see you and your family. And maybe you haven't been to church ever, or maybe you feel burned. Something happened years ago and you said, I'm never going to walk back into a church. Come. We will never ever shy away from loving on you and letting you know how much we're thankful that you come here to First. Well, friends, that will wrap it up. We didn't even get into draft day today. We didn't get into Wimby's injury. There's a lot more, but we will talk about that next time. And we'll talk about the second round of the playoffs as the Spurs will beat the Portland Trailblazers 4-2. You heard it here first on Good Morning Huntsville.
There you go.
We'll take a leave, and we'll be back a little bit later today. Join us for lunch break. Jason, I know you'll be out, and then we'll have Billy Cawthon on tomorrow from Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. For Jason Bay, I'm Rob Pipp, and also Joshua Mashi, reminding you today that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Please provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. We will see all of you later. Someone out there needs you. God bless all of you. See you, Jason.
All right.